Hello friends, welcome to Abhyas Training Institute. Here we are with another video in our FPGA series. First of all, thanks a lot for showing all the love and support to this series. Let's get started with this video. In this video, we'll show how to write VHDL code for logic gates, how to synthesize it, how to simulate it. Then we'll see how to implement it on an FPGA board. So these are the logic symbol, truth table and Boolean expression for all the logic gates like buffer, NOT gate, AND gate, NAND gate, OR, NOR, XOR and XNOR gates. How to implement these gates on an FPGA board we will see in this video. So let's start with the design part. So there are two types of modeling. Using this, we can write the VHDL code for all the logic gates. First one is data flow modeling, also known as concurrent modeling. And the second one is behavioral modeling. So there is one more type of modeling that is known as structural modeling. All these three types of modelings I have defined in my previous video. The title of that video is Introduction to VHDL. For the description of all these modelings, you can watch that video. Then we will see the synthesis part, how to synthesize it in Vivado. Then we'll see how to simulate it. Whatever code we have written, whether it is working properly or not, whether it is giving correct output, we will see using the simulation. Then the third part is we will implement it. And then we will generate the bit stream. And this bit stream generation, it will create a .bit file. That .bit file, we will download it to the FPGA board. So your FPGA will work as these logic gates. So we are taking the example of an AND gate. So as you all know, the output of AND gate is 1 when both of its inputs are 1. So we'll see how to write the VHDL code of this AND gate. So this is the basic template for writing the VHDL code. I have explained each and everything in my previous video with the title Introduction to VHDL. You can check that video for all the details. So this is the VHDL code for an AND gate library, and the library name is IEEE. We are using the package std_logic_1164. So entity, and the name of the entity is AND_gate. I have given this name. You can use any name for this AND gate. And then we are defining the ports A, B and C. A is input port, so we have given the direction in, and it is of type std_logic. B is another input port for AND gate, and since it is an input port, so its direction is also in, and std_logic. The type of this input is std_logic, and then C is the output, so direction is out. Then we are ending it and AND gate. So here we have defined the entity. Now we'll go to the architecture part. So here I am defining the data flow modeling. So that's why I have given the name to this architecture as data flow. You can give anything. So this is architecture, and this data flow is the name of the architecture of AND gate. Again, AND gate is the entity name is. So here we have defined C less than equal to A and B. So and is the keyword. You can directly use it. This A and B, we are assigning the result of A and B to C. So whatever is at the right hand side, A and B, we are assigning it to the left hand side value to C. And all that, you don't have to write anything else. This and it will do everything. And the logic behind this is stored in this package std_logic_1164 that we are using here. Now we will see the same logic gate with the behavioral modeling. So the entity declaration is same. We are calling the library and then package. We are defining the entity A and B are the input ports and C is the output port. architecture behavioral of AND gate is, so this time I used the architecture name is behavioral. So we are starting. So this time we are using process because we are using behavioral modeling. So A and B I kept in the sensitivity list of this process. Why? Because the output, the C changes whenever A and B change. So now we are starting this process. So now we are using this if else. If A equal to 1 and B equal to 1, then C is 1. So you can see from its truth table that the output is 1 only when A and B both are 1. Otherwise it is 0. So we gave it like this. If A equal to 1 and B equal to 1, then only C is 1. Else C is 0. So we are ending the if condition here, we are ending the process here, and then we are closing the behavioral of this. Means we are closing the architecture definition. So this is the AND gate using the behavioral modeling. So now we will write these codes in Vivado and we'll see the simulation part and then we'll implement. So open your Vivado, then we'll create a new project. For creating a new project, you can directly click here on this create project, or you can go to file, project, and then you can click new. So this new project window opens. Here you have to click next, then give the name of the project. So I will give the name and underscore gate. So you can also select the location where you want to save this project. So I am saving it in my C drive. You can change this. Now I'll go again, we'll click next. So you have to select RTL project only and click next. So in this project, we are creating a file and we'll create a file using this button create file, and the target language I have selected for VHDL. You can also select Verilog. So I have select VHDL. Simulator language I have chosen mixed. You can choose VHDL or Verilog also, but mixed means even if you wrote your code either in VHDL language or in Verilog, you can implement, means you can simulate using the simulator provided with this Vivado. So the language of the simulator I have selected mixed. So I'm creating a file inside the project. You can give the file name same as project name also, no problem. So I'm giving the same name as I have given for the project. So and underscore gate. Now I'm clicking OK. So see guys, this has created a file inside my project and underscore gate dot vht. So since it is a VHDL file, if my target language was Verilog, it would have created and underscore gate dot v file. So now I'll click next. So it is asking us to add a constraint file. This step is optional. So we have to create a constraint file, but we will do it later. So this time we can skip this and we'll directly click on next. So now this is asking us on which board you want to implement your design. So either you can select by the part number or you can go to board, and from here you can select your board. So I'm selecting basis 3. You can select any of the boards that you have and then you can click on next and then finish. It will create a new project for you. And in that it will create a file with the name and underscore gate. So now it is asking the entity name. So it has auto populated the value of the entity name. as AND gate. If you want to change, you can change this. The architecture name is behavior. I'll change it to data flow. Now we have to define the input output ports. So you can give like this also, A and input. And it is because it is only a 1 bit, you don't have to click on this bus. If your input port is more than 1 bit, then you have to select on bus and you have to define the bit width using this LSB and MSB. But here, this is only 1 bit, so I won't be selecting bus. So either you can give us A separate and B separate. Also, you can give like this A comma B. So this is also one way, and this is also a one way of giving A and B differently in 2 rows. Then I'll be adding one more row, and then I'll give C. So direction for C is out, and then I'll click OK. So this is the file and underscore gate. So I'll double click this one to open this file. So now you can see, so this came automatically. We don't have to fill all these details every time. It already gave us the library IEEE, also the package name. And then entity and gate A, B, C, all defined. Now we just only have to write the architecture part of it. So what we'll do, we will write C is assigned to less than by, we'll define is assigned to by using less than equal to sign. C is assigned to A and semicolon. So as you all know that VHDL is case insensitive language. So either you can write AND in small letters or you can write AND in capital letters. It is all the same. So after writing the code for AND gate, we'll save this. You can use Control S also. Now we will synthesize it. So there are again 2 ways. You can directly click Run Synthesis from this project manager window. You can click on this, or you can go to this Run button and then you can select Run Synthesis. You have to click OK. It will take few minutes to complete. You can see synthesis is running from here. You can cancel it also anytime. If you want to change anything in your code, you can click on this cancel and you can modify your code and then you can again save it and then run synthesis again. Once your synthesis is completed successfully, you can open synthesize design or you can run implementation. But what we'll do, we'll run simulation first. So we'll cancel this one. We will click on run simulation. Click on run behavioral simulation. I am maximizing this window. Now I am resetting this. So it is showing some garbage value by these yellow lines. These are undefined values showed by you. So I am restarting it. So now I will assign some values to A and B and will check whether C is coming correctly or not. So I'm right clicking on A and then I'm giving some clock. That's why I'm choosing force clock. A is of single bit. So I'm selecting binary here. Leading age value means what is its leading age value? So that is 1. Trailing edge value is 0. And starting after time offset 0, 0 nanoseconds. I'm not giving any offset. So I want it to start from 0 nanoseconds only. And cancel after time offset means you want to see the simulation till which time you want to provide an input clock for A. So this time, as suppose we are giving 1000 nanoseconds. Duty cycle is 50 and period is 100 nanoseconds. That is fine. So I'm clicking OK. Again, we have to give some value to B because that is another input. I'm giving clock only. So I'm clicking force clock. Again, we have to select binary. Leading age value is 1. Trailing age value is 0. So again, it will start from 0 nanosecond. It will stop at 1000 nanoseconds. So duty cycle is 50, but this time I'm changing the period so that A and B will be, if I'll give 100 nanosecond here as well, so A and B will always be the same. And so I want to give B I want to give some different clock at B, so I am changing its period. So suppose I'm giving 200 nanoseconds. And now we will run this. As we have given both the inputs, now we'll run. You can zoom out. So C is coming very accurately. Whenever A and B are 1, C is 1. Here A is 0, B is 1, so the output is 0. Again here A is 0, B is 0, so C is 0. So C is 1 only if A and B both are 1. So our code is working fine. So this is how we see the simulation. Now what we'll do, we will run. We will open synthesize design. I have opened up basis 3 reference manual. Here on page number 15, I will find the pin numbers for LEDs and switches. So this basis 3 boards, this basis 3 board has 16 switches, light switches, and 16 LEDs. So this you can see L1, P1, N3, P3. All these are pin numbers for LEDs, and this R2, T1, U1, W2. All these are pin numbers for light switches. So for your board, you can also open up its data sheet or reference manual. There you will see all these pin numbers. You can check from these reference manuals, or also you can see it from your FPGA board also. So this is the FPGA boards. If you see your FPGA board, no, below these switches are its pin number. See, I can see R2, T1, U1. These are the pin numbers for these switches. And for these LEDs also L1, P1, and 3. So either you can directly look at the board or you can check its reference manual. So I will assign inputs to switches R2 and T1, and I will check my output C at the LED L1. So I'll assign R2 T1 to my inputs. Package pin here I will give R2 and T1. And output I want to see at this LED L1. You can choose any of these LEDs. I am selecting L1. So this means I am assigning my output C to LED 1, L1, and I have assigned these ports A and B to R2 and T1. Now here I have to select IO standard. So these operates at 3.3 volts. That's why we have to select LV CMOS 33. This will also, you will see, so you can see from the data sheet that all these switches operates at 3.3 volts and all LEDs also at 3.3 volts. That's why I have to select here LV CMOS 33. For 1.8 volt, you can select LV CMOS 18. Now I have to save this. Control S you do. We have to save this constraint file. So remember when we were creating a new project, it was asking us to create a constraint file. That constraint file we have selected, that constraint file we have created now. So we have to give some name to this file. We can give and constraint. I'm saving this. And after creating a constraint file means you are assigning your ABC input output ports to the actual ports on the FPGA board. After saving this, we will run the implementation. So now we will run implementation. That also again, either you can directly click here, run implementation this in this flow navigator, or again you can go to this green run button and then you can select run implementation. You have to click yes. This is saying synthesis is out of date. Okay to launch synthesis first. So it will again run synthesis and then implementation. You can click yes. Again, it will take some time to run. You can always see the status here at the top. So currently it is running synthesis, then it will run implementation. Till implementation is running, we can check the package pins and our assignment. We can maximize and see. See here, this is R and this is 2. So remember, we assigned our port A to R2. So this is R2, and if you hover over this, it will give all the description. It is saying port A direction is input. All the details you can see here. And we assigned C at L1, so we'll look at L1. So if you hover over this, you will get all the details. Port C, direction is output. Which IO bank it is, and everything you will see here. Once the implementation completed successfully, you can click on generate bit stream to generate bit stream and then click OK. It is asking me to save project before generating bit stream, so I will select save. Then click on yes. Okay. You can click on generate bit stream from this flow navigator also. You will see this generate bit stream option inside program and debug. So now bit stream generation is completed successfully. Now you have to click on Open Hardware Manager. You can open it from here also, Open Hardware Manager, or you can directly click on this one, select Open Hardware Manager option and then click OK. So this is the time you have to switch on your FPGA board and connect your board with your machine, with your computer using JTAG cables. You have to click on Open Target and then select Auto Connect. It will search for your connected hardware, your FPGA board. And once it is connected, you click on the Program Device option. This Program Device option will again open a window that will ask you to select the .bit file. You have to select the .bit file which you have recently created. So it will be auto populate. You don't have to select it from anywhere. And then you click OK. Then program device option will download this .bit file to your FPGA board. So your FPGA board will work as AND gate now. You can play with those two switches. You can give different. You can try different combinations 0 0 0 1 1 0 or 1 1, and then you can see the status of LED. Congratulations, you have successfully implemented your first logic gate on your FPGA board. In the same way, you can write VHDL code for other gates also. You can directly use NAND for NAND gate. You can use OR for OR gate. You can use NOT for NOT gate. You can define another output as D. And then you can use D is not of A. And the same procedure you have to follow. You have to save and then you have to run synthesis. And after running synthesis, you have to A and B you have already assigned to two switches and C to one LED. This time we have given one more output D. So this time you have to assign D to another LED. You can assign that to another LED P1. And then you can run implementation bitstream, and then again you can download the bit file to the FPGA boards. So this time your first LED will show you the results of A or B, and the second LED will show you the results of not of A. So different combinations you can try. Thank you so much for watching this video.